Welcome to the monthly warp whistle.
I'll say, speaking of mics, we do have a special guest on the episode tonight. We got my buddy, Mike Butler.
How's it going?
Welcome, Mike. He's on a podcast called the Forgotten Cinema Podcast. Oh, I did want to say, I forgot to bring up, I was on Forgotten Cinema Podcast. We did cover the Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I am ready.
What is this?
What is this? I'm ready for the Mortal Kombat episode.
You realize that we're just recording a podcast. We're not doing video. It's just audio. No one's actually going to see you.
All right, let's do this. Russ, looking good.
All right, man.
Woo!
Yeah.
I love the bobbing.
Woo! Round one. Fight.
That looks so awesome.
That was a good one. So if you guys want to check out that episode, that was a while ago. I was on there chatting about the movie and the video games. I'll go to mine here. I guess sticking with these grim futuristic movies or whatever. I put on from 1990, director Sam Raimi, starring Liam Neeson. We got Dark Man.
Man. Oh yeah, that is a video game. I have that game.
It is a video game. Yes. So this is almost like, I want to say they were trying to make. So I saw a comment on the trailer because I had to watch the trailer, and the comment summed it up. It said it was the best superhero movie that wasn't based on a comic book, basically. Like, there was no comic on this. They made the movie, and it was going for this like Batman-ish superheroes movie, I guess, so to say. Pretty neat concept. I don't hear a lot of people talking about that one that much. You know, it's pretty fun superhero. I think since then, I think there have been comic books made about that. And then again, somehow it got a freaking NES game. I never beat that one, so that'd be one maybe to stream. And I think it's just like a platformer.
It's incredibly slippery. Every time you jump, he's all over the place. You guys might remember it. It was Species, 1995.
And I was going to add, it's an awkward watch with your parents back in the 90s.
Right.
The same thing. Oh, it's an alien action thriller movie. And so we all rented it. And I couldn't have felt more awkward watching that with my parents.
There was a hot tub scene in there.
It's true.
Yep.
I don't remember that.
Hot tub time machine. Scarred for life. Rex the Great.
This one I know Mike talked about on his podcast before, and I feel like no one really knows it or talks about it, and that is 1991, starring Bruce Willis, Hudson Hawk.
Hudson Hawk.
Which is also a video game.
That's true.
There was a Game Boy game and an NES game.
Wow.
Hudson Hawk. And what was pretty neat is they mentioned Nintendo in the movie.
The second of my two movies I thought you guys might know.
Okay.
Is New Jack City.
Yes, I remember that.
I say, all right, I got one. I love New Jack City. I think it's such a good version. Like, it's about the crack epidemic in New York in the 90s. But it's like such like a weird fairy tale version of New York. And so like the Cash Money Brothers become so powerful. It's ridiculous. I just love everything about the movie, the style, the dialogue, the look of the film.
Yeah.
Cookie Bear with Chris Rock. It was like his first role. He's such a good little crackhead. Like, I love it.
Good little crackhead.
Wesley Snipes is like peak Wesley Snipes. Like, I just think this movie is really, really fantastic.
Right.
I've never heard of this movie you guys are talking about, so I'm so lost.
It's
well, you never heard of The Room or the movie based on The Room?
Either.
Wow. Consider yourself lucky. The Room is terrible.
So this is see, this wouldn't fall into our thing because it came out in 2003.
That looks like the dude from Game Chasers. What's his name? Starts with an M. What is it? The brother.
Yes, I can't remember.
Billy J.
I'm gonna say it's
not.
not.
I want to call him Mort. That's not it.
That's what I was gonna say, but I'm just thinking of Mort.
Melvor.
Melvor.
He looks like Melvor from the Game Chasers.
It's hard to describe. It became this weird cult classic thing. I mean, it's 30 seconds, but I guess we could just watch the little preview thing here.
These are for you.
The best movie of the year.
I don't love him anymore.
Johnny's my best friend. This will be our secret.
Experience this quirky new black comedy.
You have my money, right?
I treat you like a princess, and you stab me in the back. It's a riot.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
A film with the passion of Tennessee Williams. The Room.
I guess that kind of sums it up. I don't. Yeah, Aldo sums it up there. You can't explain The Room. You just have to experience it yourself. Disaster Artist is the account of the making of the film by the co-lead of The Room, Greg Sestero.
I feel like you could watch The Disaster Artist and at least get watch it and have at least more of a background in The Room. So when you watch The Room,
right,
maybe it's just not quite as cringe. Because it's so cringy, watching it, and it's just I was shown it knowing nothing about The Room because it was just kind of blowing up, and I was sat down and for an hour and 30 minutes had to watch this thing, and I was just I don't get it. Why do you love this?
Yeah, 100 episodes. Jay got a wild idea to message me one night. I was doing a podcast with my buddy Riff from Pixel Game Squad, Riff and Russ, which is still on my Russ Lyman channel. I think there's 10 episodes or so. But it was tough to record that because Riff is in California, so we're in a 3-hour time difference. So oftentimes I would have to record very late at night.
You would kind of have to follow his schedule more so than vice versa.
Right. And it was at a time where I was able to do that because at that time I didn't have a girlfriend or anything. So I was just, all right, whatever, schedule on that.
Right.
But it ended, and Jay seemed to like the podcast. So he reached out to me and was like, do you maybe want to do a podcast together?
Yeah.
I said, okay, I think I could probably do that. And Jay was like, listen, I'm not going to do anything but show up.
I don't know if, and also I realized that I'm a downgrade from the entertainment that Riff is able to bring with this high energy. I've been listening to Pixel Podcast today, actually.
With us being the weekly Warp Pipe, pumping out one episode a week, I think pretty certain we were going to get there. Sometimes a lot of podcasts do, monthly episodes, and then you're only doing 12 a year, but we're cranking them out. We technically are cranking out 2 a week. Because then we started doing Warp Pipe Wednesday. We wanted to stick with the theme of pipes.
That's right.
And
warps.
At the very beginning of those episodes, we were kind of doing the nostalgia episodes as well, but keeping them shorter. The very first episode was just talking about Blink-182 because I think they had just announced they came back. But then I was like, we're not going to be able to keep this up because we're going to run out of topics doing 2 retro topics per week. So I said, let's just make Wednesdays be, hey, what are you doing? What's going on in your life this week, or what games are you playing? Kind of a laid back episode. It makes it easier.
More of a Russ, what you doing kind of episode.
More of a Russ, what you doing. And then if you do go back and check out our early episodes, the way I format it, it is a lot different. You got me and Jay, top and bottom. I got our symbol, and then I used to do a CRT TV on screen with B-roll of something we're talking about. Maybe it's a game. But that took hours to edit.
And way more complicated for us.
I didn't think it was worth the effort to put that much in. So this format's a little bit better. I can change a little bit of angles like this if I wanted to make it jazzy. And we can do some screen sharing.
Do some jazz hands to make it jazzy.
Do some jazz hands. And then with the live episodes, we are able to, pop in with some comments. What's up, Tech Wiz X? Finally made it here. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Retro Card Collectors here as well. I see a lot of people that were in my live stream. I was live streaming some DuckTales too over my channel before this, and I said, hey, come over. Check it out. Get the
so you inspired me last week, Russ, that VHS or the movie episode we did. I went out and bought some DVDs from Goodwill.
Nice.
I got Contact.
Oh, sweet.
I got Little Monsters with Fred Savage.
Yes, fantastic one.
I've never seen that movie, so I'm excited to watch it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
I got Mickey's Christmas Carol
Mm-hmm.
because I'm worried about like those Disney movies like going up in price. You know, not that I love Disney. I think Disney's lame, but Disney Christmas Carol was really awesome.
And then, have you heard of LimeWire? I heard it has everything.
LimeWire, yes.
Dude, we should.
I used to
I was gonna say we
go ahead.
never did an episode on like
Downloading stuff.
Like you're right, a Napster and LimeWire. So that could be a future episode. Weekly Warp Pipe page. We got Matthew Durkin. Congrats on hitting 100 episodes, guys. I'm not sure I'll make the live, so I'll ask my question now. What's one game series that you wish you would either get a new sequel or a remake? For me, I love for them to remake the Legacy of Kain series with updated graphics and controls with a fresh spin on the story. Remake or sequel, Jay?
So there was recently an episode of My Retro Life, and I can't for the life of me remember what game he was playing on there, but I said they needed to make a sequel. You know what it was? I want a new Mario Sunshine on the Switch. Mario
Oh, okay.
Sunshine Part 2.
I seen
that'd
a
be
lot of
cool.
people post you could only choose one, and it was Mario Sunshine 2, Mario Galaxy 3, or Super Mario Odyssey 2. So I was like, choose one.
Oh, you know what? You
Mhm.
know what? I'm gonna say also a Super Mario World 2 would also
Not
be really
Yoshi's
cool.
Island.
Not Yoshi's Island. I don't want to hear wee wee wee. And also, why did they make Yoshi look so weird?
They were, I don't know, trying to geared towards
They
younger
really
kids, I
babied
guess.
him down.
Right.
I don't know.
I definitely said this in the past and whatnot, but I would love for them to remake Star Tropics. Get a new update to that. I mean, we got Link's Awakening, got a remake on the Switch. A few other games. I mean, they've done the Final Fantasy games where they kind of updated the pixel graphics. Show Star Tropics some love, right? Castlevania, the first one.
That is an easy rank for me. I'll let you speak about it first.
Trying to find the box art. Here we go. Put that right there.
I'm not friends with you anymore, Russ.
Castlevania. I mean, it's probably most classic game for sure. Great soundtrack, easy to understand gameplay, and I don't know, it's easy to get into.
It's
And it
very straightforward.
right. It has that arcade feel. You're just going left to right, right to left, beat the boss at the end, and it has all the classic monsters. You got Medusa, Grim Reaper, the mummies, and all that. So you're thinking Universal Monsters. S ranking, right?
It's
Gotta
got
be
to
at the
be an
top.
S, doesn't it? Like the box art's incredible.
Mhm.
The controls, after you get used to them, are really good. I know it has the knockback, which is a big, you know, kind of knock against it sometimes. But I think I
Definitely
don't know.
doable, like the
I'm
beat.
also way better at this game than Gradius, which we just spoke of. So like I
Right.
think that sometimes when you're good at a game, it's because you understand it and you get it, and so you tend to probably think higher of it than maybe others.
The last game that came out in 1987, we got Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Not
I
much
played
to
a
say
lot of
about
Top
this
Gun
one.
because it's like the only game I've technically reviewed.
Well, you did it when the new movie came out, right? You reviewed that
That's
one?
right, yeah,
Mhm.
because I wanted to land that plane.
You're basically flying the plane and shooting some enemies, but like you summed it up good in your video. I wish they had some like music while you were cruising around. They just kind of kept it
It was very quiet. It
the you hear the sound of the engine of the jet and you're just
yeah.
cruising around shooting it.
Oh, I think in my video, didn't I find like an 8-bit rendition of like
Yes, yeah, Danger Zone.
yeah, Danger Zone, like like that would have been sick. I think this game is fun for about 15, 20 minutes. And I think landing the plane is really fun, like to try to do.
Okay.
because when you pull it off, you feel like a total bad A. Jackal's incredible. Jackal was a game I didn't know about as a kid, and my buddy Philip was like, "Dude, he might have even bought me that game." 'Cause he's like, "You got to play this game." And I remember one day I finally set it down,
Mhm.
and after I got to like level 2, I was like, "I did not know I was gonna have this much fun driving around as a Jeep."
Right. Yeah, the
Because
music
at
just gets
first
to you.
yeah, the music gets to you, and like it's got good upgrades. It's fun to save the little guys. The boss fights are really interesting. Um, and it doesn't really require a whole lot of practice to get fairly decent at it.
Right, right. All right. Contra Force is next on the list. Have you played this one much?
Or what's the name? Arcount is the actual real name of that game, I think.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, what it actually was.
I think it's like something like Arcount or something. Uh this game it suffers from the fact that they called it Contra. They should have just called it whatever it was. Um, it's not terrible. It's just really slow. Um, I've never gotten super far in it, but I have played it for a good bit. Um, I want to say I gave Megadan my original copy, and then I bought another one.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yeah. Um, I think this game is probably really a B tier game. It's
Yeah,
probably
I'd
not as
say
bad as we make It's probably
I
not as bad as we make it out to be. They just shouldn't have called it Contra because then you have those expectations.
right. I mean, they were obviously looking to sell some units, and they knew we did good with Contra, we did good with Super C. How are we going to sell this game? Maybe they didn't have time to make a flushed out Contra 3 for the
Right.
NES. So they said, let's kind of reuse the name and put this on there. You said
I think it's a B.
B.
Yeah,
Yeah, looking
I
at
think
the
that's
lineup, Contra, Russian Attack. Yeah, probably
yeah, I
put it
think
in,
it's a
play for
B.
20 minutes, enjoy it. All right, we're getting into 1995. The topics I have are games that came out, music, and of course, I did like singles that came out, but then also like events that happened in music
Cool.
industry. So we got a few of those to dive into. Movies that came out, and I had one toy that I could narrow down. I got Super Nintendo games. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island came out. And boy, were we disappointed. No, possibly.
Wah. Yeah, that I still don't love that game. I one of the things I think I dislike the most about that game, there's like I guess there's 3 things. One, obviously the crying Mario sucks. 2, I'm not a huge fan of the art direction. And 3, I don't like the turn that Yoshi took once that game was brought out. Like he seems a little less BA. Seems a little he seems kind of lame to me. I don't know. I don't like it. I like the character design. He looks something about him seems a little weak. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah, I mean, I can see where you're going with it.
He's too
It's
kiddie.
they tacked on it's like very small font, like Super Mario World 2, and then it's like Yoshi's Island real big. So you're like,
Yeah.
okay, but like Jay said, it has this cartoony, hand drawn-ish art style that is very more geared towards a younger audience. Mega Man 7 came out for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't gaming at this point, you know? Maybe at a friend's house here and there, but it just wasn't on the forefront of the old noggin. Now, if I could go back and slap myself in the face, I would be like, dude, you need to be buying games up while they're a reasonable price.
Right, right.
Go get Chrono Trigger. Go get, see if you can find a little Samson real quick before people break wind of the fact that this is a good game, you know? So nobody exposed me to Chrono Trigger. I don't think I knew what Chrono Trigger was. I don't think I had a slightest idea what it was until maybe like 2014, 2015, 2016.
Yeah, I mean it's a super fun RPG um, with time travel, right? Time travel mechanics in it. The gameplay is a little bit different than your normal Final Fantasy. They kind of switch it up slightly, but I definitely got into it and really enjoyed it. There's multiple endings. The game got re-released on the Nintendo DS as well, which is cheaper on there if you want to play it. But still have my copy for Super Nintendo. I got a tattoo of Chrono.
Old Chrono himself.
I'm working on. Let's see. Here we go. He's right there. It's kind of hard to see with the focus of the camera, but I'm going to be getting him colored in a few months, and it's definitely a fantastic game. Music here, Eric Ladd, Ladd. If you go on
Yeah.
Bandcamp, he has a bunch of different music on here. So the album is Wings of Time, and it's
Oh
a
yeah, he's
full
got the little what's it called? The little
the Epoch on there.
epoch or epoch,
Epoch.
whatever. Yeah.
But he has about 10 tracks on there or so. I downloaded it. I don't know if you
Oh, sick. Damn.
it's like so good. Like we got Boombastic from Shaggy.
They call me Mr. Boombastic. Really fantastic. I can remember my friend TJ Tim loved this song. I thought this song was stupid.
It was stupid, but man, got a lot of plays. Got a lot of plays. We got Don't Speak by No Doubt.
That's a great song.
My girl Gwen. Tragic.
Yeah.
So singing about
Tragic Kingdom.
singing about her relationship with the bass player, as far as I
I
know.
know.
And they
Can
had
you
broken up.
imagine like having to sing that song every night
And I'm like,
with your
"God."
bass player playing the bass?
And then it's a hit, so you always have to play it.
It's like if me and you break up, Russ, and we have to keep doing this podcast.
Definitely awkward. So also in the year 1995, we got the first Mortal Kombat movie came out.
I feel like I didn't see this in theaters, but maybe I did.
Yeah, I feel
can't
like I don't
remember.
know if I went to the theater to see this or not. I'm not 100% sure. I know
But I
I've
think I
seen
s-
it like in the 90s. We might have rented it.
Yeah, yeah, but I have seen it for sure. I don't know if it was VHS or maybe I did see it in the theater. I don't remember.
I would say I thought it was great. I thought they did a pretty good job. Like we were just looking to see, those characters from the movie, and they kind of jam-packed a lot of the characters. You got Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage is in there, Kano's in there, Sonya's in there, Liu
Isn't
Kang's in
Goro in
there,
there?
Goro's in there, Shang Tsung. I was like, this is a lot of cast from the game, and the sets look pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I'm having like this weird memory of maybe I was in the theater. I just I can't tell. I don't know.
I'd say it's very possible. Like I'm sure my dad would have taken me to see it, but I can't physically remember, like, or mentally remember.
I
Did I
feel like
see it
this
in
is
theaters?
something Mark's mom would have took us to see, or Brad's mom. My mom would have never took us to see this, but
And the last one I have listed was Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. Came out in
oh,
'95.
I have a vivid memory of seeing this in the theater.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I just remember being there with my friend Brad and his parents and just laughing hysterically. And the part that just about broke me was when he falls out of the rhinoceros bottom. When he's in this mechanical rhinoceros and he's trying to get close to hear some kind of, I don't remember what he's spying on. And basically the fan in this metal rhinoceros goes out and he's like in the
yes.
Sahara Desert or somewhere. And I still remember the "Ah, alrighty then." I was like, "That's so
In
funny."
yeah, in the beginning when he's at the monk temple. What was the number one movie of 1995? And they kind of ranked them in here. And Batman Forever was number one at the box office.
I was gonna guess maybe that just for the simple fact that, the, was like the summer blockbuster.
Right. So other movies that came out I didn't mention, but I guess did good at the box office. Apollo 13 was number 2. Toy Story was number 3. And Pocahontas was number 4.
I actually saw Pocahontas in theaters. I'm a little embarrassed to say that because I was way too old to be seeing a Disney movie.
He's like,
And I
couldn't get into this.
Even
sudden
funnier, I remember enjoying it.
I mean, let us know if you guys dig this style of episode. We can bounce to another year, maybe do 2000s or late 80s or whatever.
I
And
think
kinda
like
break it
99
down.
would be a cool one.
99.
Yeah.
So we could do those, maybe once a month, and we got our ranking publishers of like NES games or Sega games or whatever. We can try to do one a month as well. Because people seem
Yeah.
to like that one. They're like, oh, do more ranking videos.
I feel like we always feel like we're going to run out of stuff, but I feel like we just keep finding stuff we can cover. So I think we're good.
We're
We can
good
do
for
this
another year at least.
for infinity years. But you're going to blow it up. So me and Russ can do this for a living.
I know it. Thanks for listening to the monthly Warp Whistle. Check out full episodes every Saturday at 7 a.m.